Well, Peter, where do we stand today?
Where do we stand? About 8 weeks out. The clock is ticking, and I've got a heck of a lot of work to do.
Are the headliners all booked?
The headliners are all booked.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I mean, there's one straggler, but it's not a major act. I'll announce that when it comes together.
Yeah. Who should we really look for in your headliners this year? Has the booking changed? Is it remain the same? Or?
Well, it's the same model that we started last year.
Yes.
With basically, it's going to be $10 donation the first 3 days, and then the fourth day, Sunday, you can get in if you have a 4-day pass. We might sell a single-day only pass for Sunday. We haven't quite figured that out yet. It depends on how how sales of the 4-day passes go. Sunday we're going to close with it's a pretty heavy lineup. It's not Robert Plant because there's only one Robert Plant.
Yeah.
And he just announced he's never going to do a Led Zeppelin tour. So we had him. You know, that's it. That's the beginning and the end of Robert Plant for us. So. But we have a pretty dynamic Sunday lineup with Greg Allman, who I've been working on for 5 years to come to Waterfront. And I saw him down in the South at a festival in October, and he was great. He was really great. And
what was he doing?
He was playing with his band. And I saw the sax player up there, and I went, God, I know that guy. Who is that guy? And it turned out to be Jay Collins, who is from Portland. He used to come and sit in with, DK Stewart at the candlelight. He's this incredible jazz saxophone player. Moved back east, married Levon Helm's daughter Amy, who's a singer-songwriter. Played in Levon's band for a long time. He's played in Greg Allman's band on and off, and with the Allman Brothers on and off. But anyway, Greg Allman has this great band of his own. And, he had a liver transplant a few years ago. He had Hep C. I saw him at Jazz Fest right after that happened, and he was very frail. I had braces when I was... And I wasn't really sure whether he was going to be dynamic. But he was great. He was great in Arkansas. I saw him in October. So he'll be really spectacular.
I'm guessing he'll play some Allman Brothers tunes.
Yeah, he plays some Allman Brothers.
What other tunes did you hear?
Well, I'm not that familiar with his. I mean, he put out this blues album 2 years ago. It was just blues stuff, and he'll play a fair amount of that. And he'll also probably play some more of his kind of fusion organ ventures, and then I'll play some Allman Brothers stuff.
Who else on Sunday?
Boz Scaggs is coming, and I've been working on him for a few years to come to Waterfront. So those things came together.
When you say working on Greg Allman and Boz Scaggs for years, what do you mean by that?
That means I actually research him and put in a hard offer saying, we will pay you this much money if you come. And Greg Allman, just for 5 years, happens for with a lot of acts. They end up going to Europe, they end up going to the East Coast, something else comes up for the 4th of July. It's hard to get the routing to work out for the Northwest. It's a long way away from Memphis, from Chicago, from New York. It's a long way to come. So it has to all line up, and sometimes it takes a few years of somebody going, we haven't been out to Oregon in a long time, let's go out there. So actually, when I saw Greg Allman at the festival, I saw Jay come off the stage, and I went up to him and said, hey, you used to sit in with me. And he recognized me, and we chatted for a while, and he said, I've got a CD for you. Come on the bus, I want to give you a copy of my CD. So I went on the tour bus, and Greg Allman was on there, and Joe Louis Walker was hanging out, and it was me and Jay Collins. We kind of hung out and chatted, and I said, you haven't been to Oregon in a long time. You need to come play this festival. I said, that's a good idea. So I don't know if that was the place where it really happened or not, but it all kind of started to come together after that.
So who else on Sunday?
Another one I've been working on for quite a while is the Holmes Brothers with Joan Osborne. Joan Osborne, you know, was in the Standing in the Shadows of Motown.
Yeah.
And she's a great blues and soul singer. You know, most people know her as this pop star from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But she actually, you know, she came up at the jam sessions in New York City, and one of the bands she used to sit in with a lot was the Holmes Brothers. So she's got this long connection with them. It goes back 15 or 20 years. And I've always known about that, and I've always tried to kind of get that to work out, but she, you know, most years she would have her own band going off doing something. The Holmes Brothers would be doing something else, and just never lined up. But anyway, this year it's coming together. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
I don't think that combination hasn't appeared here before. They
No.
played in Seattle previously. And I've got Lee Fields and the Expressions coming on Sunday. They'll be dynamic.
They will.
And along in that same vein, Earl Thomas and his new soul band.
I know, the renaissance of Earl Thomas.
He's tough, man.
He
I
rocks.
mean, he's been a sleeper. I mean, you know, all these years I've been playing on the scene, you know, I had heard about him, but I hadn't seen him since I had never seen him.
The only time I ever saw him, he played three New Year's Eves ago, it might have been two. He played at the Radio Room on Alberta.
Yeah. No, and maybe because he's been keeping such a low profile, he's just in great shape. He's just, his voice is strong, he's got this energy and this total zeal for what he's doing. It's really cool.
I did an interview with him a few weeks ago before his Doug Fur gig, and full of life. Just full of life.
He's awesome.
Because he makes everything himself. You ever been to his house?
I've seen some pictures. Yeah, I've heard about it. Yeah. So he's gonna kick things off on Sunday, and then he and Joe McMurrian are gonna do a gospel set on the Crossroads stage at the end of the day. So that'll be sort of cool.
That's great. Okay, we always have somebody that we've never heard of that you want us to discover. Who is that person this year?
Who would that person be this year? I guess
The Super Chicken was 3 years ago. That was
Super
the one
Chicken was,
we had not heard of.
Well, another guy. He's probably, people know him now, but when he first came on my radar, I heard this interview on NPR with him. This guy Bambino. He was a North African Arab blues guy. I checked out this video clip of him playing, just a drummer and bass player. They're set up in front of these camels somewhere in the Sahara. I think it was in Agadez, this historic city in North Africa where they're from. And, you know, it's not exactly blues, but it comes from the same kind of musical, pentatonic musical tradition that eventually moved across the ocean and became the blues. So it's a parallel thing, and he's really cool. So he's playing opening night. I mean, people should definitely check him out.
So we can't not have this interview without me asking you, what are you going to do without Jim Miller?
Well, we're going to all try to step forward and make sure that everybody still has a lot of fun. He was kind of the Prince of Fun at the Blues Festival.
Yep.
I mean, he was the overarching production manager, but we delegate enough responsibilities so that we've got the mechanics of the festival in good hands. But he was the guy who kind of came up with ideas. And, you know, he came up with the idea of doing the crew parade across the infield. So I mean, one of the things we'll do is we will do the parade across the infield, and we're going to do some sort of tribute to him. That's like a work in progress. We haven't totally figured it out yet. But there will be some sort of memorial to him.
That's good. He's on there. He stopped by the booth last year.
Yeah,
we shot an interview with him.
That interview was fabulous.
Really?
That is a fabulous interview. Yeah, I mean, I really miss him.
I'll put that at the bottom of this page when we're done.
Yeah.
It'll be below.
Yeah,
It'll be below this one. Well, we're happy to have the Oregon Music News comfy booth once again.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I know.
I'll
I know.
swing by.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I know that you haven't really haven't spent a lot of time there because I think you're busy.
I am a little
Oh,
distracted.
one more thing. Who are you going to get to play with?
Well, I'll probably play with the Cajun band, Tulu's Cajun band.
Yeah.
I have this group coming in from San Francisco, Anthony Paul, who's going to back this singer named Ms. D. Now, one of my old high school buddy bandmates, Jimmy Pugh, who played with Robert Cray for 20 years until Dover Weinberg took his gig 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So Jimmy is going to come up and just kind of be a utility outfielder, keyboard player on the festival. So hopefully I'll get to play with him in some context, and we'll see beyond that. Things are still in the works.
All right.
Okay?
See you at the festival.
All right. See you down there.